Alrighty, so today we're talking about Vampire Diaries versus the originals because why didn't I didn't even finish Vampire Diaries. I literally watched the first 4 seasons and then skipped to the last episode of season 8, the ending, and I was like, what the heck happened? Damn and Layla are humans now? How? What? Huh? Steven's dead? What? Bruh. The originals though, I finished all them 5 seasons, and honestly, not one episode was boring to me. So, and actually had like a really good plot line and all the characters. There was character development definitely, especially for Klaus. Anyway, yeah, I didn't even finish Vampire Diaries, so yeah. And the originals have better characters, better plot, better storyline, better lines. Cause tell me why Vampire Diaries was just about like relationships, and I feel like the originals had better like showcasing of vampires and witches and all that and stuff. Whereas, I don't know. Let me know in the comments which one was y'all's favorite, Vampire Diaries or the originals, because mine was definitely the originals. And definitely, I'm definitely gonna rewatch the originals. Yeah. I never got into Legacies though, because like, I don't think I might have finished season 1, maybe not, probably not. But yeah. Maybe I'll start watching that again, probably not, I don't know. But yeah. Like, Klaus was like, Rebecca! And then Rebecca was like, please pay no mind to my... Wait, is Rebecca younger? Or older? I don't know. Please pay no mind to my brother. He's a... He's a psychopath with no class, or whatever Rebecca be saying. I love Rebecca. Rebecca and Klaus are my favorite characters in the originals. Yeah. Elijah. Niklaus. I always be saying Niklaus, like, bruh. I feel like you really calls him Klaus. Like, Rebecca calls him Nick, and then Elijah calls Klaus Niklaus. And then, don't even get me started on all their other siblings, because, like, huh? Yeah, some of y'all are vampires, some of y'all are witches. Like, I'm so confused at this point. Yeah. The character development, which one was better? Klaus or Damon? Now, Klaus is like, first of all, Klaus had a sad upbringing. Like, Shadi's dad was a werewolf and got with his mama, who was a witch, who was already with this other guy or whatever. Was he already married? I don't know. But yeah, then his dad or whatever was not actually his actual werewolf dad. It was someone else. Anyway, was all mad and stuff. Thought he was a beast and all that or whatever. Yeah, Shadi, I feel like Klaus's character is very understandable. Yeah. But Klaus's character development was crazy. I feel like once he found out like about Hope or whatever, then I guess he started getting more softer. Not even softer, soft. So, but even then, yeah. Bruh, that one scene where Elijah finally remembered about Haley's death and stuff, bruh, that scene was so sad. I get Klaus for resenting him though, because literally held him down, bruh, and he couldn't protect Haley, whatever. It was crazy. Which show had the best supernatural lore? At this point, I'm just gonna say the originals every single time, because y'all know which one is my favorite, so y'all gonna be hearing the originals for every single answer. Let's be for real. Yeah, Supernatural, yeah. I didn't even watch Supernatural. Anyway, the originals had the best supernatural lore. They had all the history. Like, Vampire Diaries did have some history, but, like, the originals went all in. They had, like, a whole bunch of history. They had the, what was that called? The New Orleans, the French Quarter. I actually went to New Orleans. Anyway, actually real. French Quarter and all that is actually real. Where the graveyards and all that and stuff. I was like, wait, this location looks familiar. I'm like, oh, I saw it in the original. It was like multiple episodes and scenes. But yeah, the originals had a lot of history behind the supernatural lore, which made it so much better because you can actually understand it more. So, yeah. What else? New Orleans versus Mystic Falls. I feel like Mystic Falls just got boring at a while and kind of repetitive. Like New Orleans, where the originals was filmed and all that, it seems so much more fresh, alive, even though the vampires, huh? But it was like, it felt different each episode. Like, I know it was a lot of similar locations, but like, I don't know. Which had a better plot? Mm, obviously the originals. But like, Vampire Diaries had a good plot too. It was just a whole bunch of. First of all, why did Elena have so many personas? Elena was. You got Elena, Catherine, Aurora, or whatever her name was. Like, she was playing a lot of different roles. As she should, but dang, that was in the span of 4 seasons too. Relax. Almost like Harrison Wells in The Flash. Shadow was coming back every single season as someone else from a different universe and world and planet or whatever. Yeah. I should talk about. I should make a video about The Flash. Like, that's literally one of my favorite childhood shows for some reason. But yeah. Bruh. Why does this keep. Is this how it's supposed to be? I never really want an outfit like this. Anyway. Which is more mature? I feel like Vampire Diaries had like a. It was all about relationships in school and. Yeah, it's a very teenager PG type show, whereas the originals have more gore and dark themes and just stuff like that. Which show had more humor, dialogue, better acting? The originals. The originals definitely have better dialogue. Like, the people who wrote the originals put thought into those words, those dialogue, those sentences. Not even each scene, but every single sentence, okay? They put thought. And the characters played the roles very well. Yeah. Very, very well. Bruh, I'm definitely gonna have to rewatch the originals. I still need to watch season 5 of The Boys and season 2 of Beauty and the Black. Anyway, I'm getting off subject. Yeah. Which show had better fashion, soundtrack, and friendships? Friendships. Let's think about the friendships of Vampire Diaries. You had Elena, Caroline. I can't really think of anybody. Who else was in the Vampire Diaries? Dang. Damon, Stefan, Jeremy. Bonnie. Bonnie should have had more lines and scenes. Like, be so for real. Like, it's literally Cat Graham. Who wouldn't want to see Cat Graham longer? Like, what? You get your eyes checked, Pookie. Bookie. Anyway. What else? The soundtrack? I think both shows had a good soundtrack. But obviously I'm going to pick the originals more. Better. Okay. What else? Which show was the best fashion? Definitely the originals. Because the thing is, Vampire Diaries is more about like teenagers. She was literally in high school most of the show. Like, she didn't go to college till like season 4 maybe or something. So, yeah. So it was more like a teenage show. That's why I feel like the originals was better because you can do more there or whatever. Yeah. Which show had no? Oh, what order is it from? So first, how you supposed to watch it anyway? Is Vampire Diaries, the originals, and then Legacies. Cause what you look like watching Legacies before the originals? Lily Hope was born during the originals. You gonna watch Legacies first? You're not gonna understand the backstory enough. Like they always explain in Legacies most likely a little bit, but not a lot. Like I remember even the opening episode for the Legacies, they weren't. It was like she was in a room full of like artifacts or whatever. I don't know, but it wasn't really explaining anything really. So yeah, you should watch the Vampire Diaries, then the originals, then Legacies. And I didn't even finish the Vampire Diaries, so yeah. What can I say? The show started getting boring. Sorry, not sorry. Klaus carried the originals. I don't care what you gotta say. You know I'm right, and I know I'm right. So let's both agree that I'm right. Okay? Okay. Klaus definitely carried the originals. I don't care if you're a team Elijah or a team Cole or a team Marcel or a team. Who else characters are there? Yeah, Klaus carried the show. And then after him, wait, yeah, Klaus carried the show. Definitely. Bruh. Okay. Okay. Now let's do some hot takes because Elena. I feel like Rebecca was way more interesting than Elena. I remember when Rebecca showed up in the Vampire Diaries. She wasn't really interesting then. Well, she was still interesting, but like not too much. Like Rebecca in the originals fully showed her character and backstory and all that more. So yeah, like even when the originals characters would show up in the Vampire Diaries, it was like very brief or whatever. Like I remember Klaus was like, "Invite me in" or whatever, and Charlie was just throwing um parts of the fence into her door and just attacking. Like, bruh, relax. I know you can't relax. Get a grip. Get a grip. Get a grip, Klaus. Relax. Calm down. The Michelsons were more entertaining than the Salvatores. Definitely. Definitely. Like, the best I can explain it, the Vampire Diaries feels like a high school show, and the originals feels like an adult show or something. Yeah. Anyway, that's my show. I mean, what? That's my video. Because we all know the originals was better. So let's stop lying to ourselves, okay? The originals was better. Now, if you think the Vampire Diaries was better, please tell me in the comments why. Because maybe I'll be able to see someone else's viewpoint and not be totally biased. So, yeah. Yeah, so like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications. Share this video, I guess. Watch with your bestie or something. Check out my other videos. And yeah.